Let's just do it topless, huh? Woo! How beautiful is that chorus? And I'm going to talk about the build first today because it is pretty complex and not cheap. So the chipset in there is an MN3008, and it's not very cheap, and they're kind of getting harder to find. And it's not an easy build. The power board and the switching board that is common in all of these has a special set just for the coral reef because it is such a complex circuit, and you're packing again all those components, and then of course you have all the controls and everything, and it's quite the challenge. So take note before you build this, but I think it's totally worth it. And then for my build, okay, so I always paint mine. This was a bare enclosure, and I actually only wanted this normal blue on here, but when I cleaned my airbrush, I didn't get all of the like airbrush cleaner out, and it kind of mixed in with the paint and got on there, and it never dried right. So it gave me that bubbling effect, so then I kind of figured I might as well paint a fish on there. This is a little goldfish. And yeah, so let's get into the sounds. Today I'm running this guitar into the pedal, into a Mesa Boogie TA-30, and I'm on the channel 2 with the Marshall side. Okay, so let's get into the controls of this, because there's a lot to cover. Now, your standard 3-controlled chorus pedals always have a mix, which blends between your dry signal and your wet signal. All the way wet is a vibrato, and I'll show that. But then we have the speed control and the depth control. The depth is the how deep your modulation is going to go, and then your speed's how fast it is. The 3 controls that kind of make this VFE-ish, or a VFE pedal, because of course it's got to be a little bit over the top, right? Is the feedback, which at short delay times it adds like a little bit of brightness to it, and then longer it actually increases the echoes, which is kind of a neat thing. It's real subtle though. Thing that I love though, and this is what is so much fun about this, is this range switch. So the range switch, when it's in this middle position, is the shortest amount of time. Over to the right here is your average chorus lengths, and then all the way to the left it gets really chorusy, okay? And then this width knob works in conjunction with the range, and it's basically setting the width points of the chorus, which is, it's easier to show than try to explain. So let's kind of do that. Let's start. We got our clean sound here. Okay, so let's turn this puppy on. Now that's the width all the way up and in the middle position, so we can even get more subtle. Now if we turn the speed all the way up and the mix all the way up, so remember I was saying earlier about vibrato? There's your vibrato sound, which is pretty cool. Now, and there's way more you can do with this, but so for the most of it, we're just going to keep the mix kind of there for short delay times. Beautiful, beautiful chorus. I just love it, that already. Now, we go over here, And we're going to turn that speed way down. So here's where I think it starts getting kind of Leslie-ish. When I was playing with it earlier, it reminded me of a lot of those old Beatles kind of sounds, you know. It sounds really cool though, doesn't it? I mean, it's just so much. And the depth knob, we can go super, like a shallow, I guess. So this is kind of interesting, and I want to point out here. When I play with flangers, I always feel like there's a metallic sound to them, and I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but this is what I feel like I get. And when you crank that feedback up with this sound like this, and it kind of creates this hollowness, like this metallic-y clang. So there's a good demonstration of your feedback knob. Now let's get really weird and go over here, the range switch. Now when I use this, I've noticed it gets so for me, I like to turn the mix a little bit down. We'll make that a little bit slower, but we'll turn the depth up. So yeah, what else can I show you? Yeah, that's pretty much usable, right? There we are, guys. Could turn knobs and play with this thing all day, but I think this shows hopefully what's so great about this pedal. It's crazy versatile, and it has every kind of modulation sound you'd want into it. So go get your board of Mad Bean pedals, get your parts from Small Bear, and get crackle-knackin'. Thanks for watching.